Francisco Goya was born March 30th, 1746. He was a Spanish painter. Growing up in Spain, he was exposed to the finest architecture, a diversity in the landscapes, a full palette in vibrant colors, with a mild climate and modern for the day technology. It was a perfect place for Goya to start his art career. Goya started out with Indian ink and wash drawings, but soon moved to oil on canvas. The Naked Maya was an oil on canvas painting with a diagonal composition executed by use of light on the subject. You're forced with the negative space, the darkness, you're forced to look at Maya laying on the lounge chair. It had a natural color palette with the kind of olive green, beige, browns, black as the shadows, at just over 3 feet by 6 feet in size. 3 years later, in the early 1800s, Goya painted a clothed Maya as well. Both these pieces can be found at the Del Brada Museum in Madrid, Spain. Spring the Flower Girls, one of Goya's earlier works of art, has the triangle composition found in many Renaissance pieces. You see a more vivid, bright color scheme with your greens, blues, reds, and yellows. Everyone is painted very happy in this photo at 9 feet by just over 6 feet. It's a pretty good sized oil on canvas painting. With a similar color scheme, the umbrella has the same triangle composition with the lighting casting down from the left, illuminating kind of this woman in the shade in the umbrella, with the greens, blues, reds of the jackets, the yellow in the dress. Very spring color picture, like 3.5 feet by 5 feet. Charles IV of Spain and his family, there's quite a lot of members in the family to paint, has this negative area in the upper left-hand corner. You have this kind of red, blue, brown, royal kind of color scheme going on. It's a very large painting at about 9 to 11 feet, and the interesting thing about it is Goya painted himself in the upper left corner, and I believe that he's painting the portrait ready to hang up on the wall. Shootings of the 3rd of May, 1808 has very bright colors, yellows and blues in the uniforms, reds in the bloods, the green hillside, but it's a very dark piece. You don't see the faces in the firing squad men as they point their guns to the victims. You're drawn into their faces and their emotions, which you can see clearly on this very large piece at about 9 feet by 11.5. Saturn devouring his son. When I look at this piece, I see this triangle composition between the mouth and the arms and the body. It's just this horrific image with a lot of negative space all around the body. Goya actually painted this on the wall of his house. You can see brown, reds, and tan colors in this painting. It's one of the 14 black paintings, fairly small at 4.5 by 2.5 feet. According to legend, Saturn was told one of his sons would overpower him. To prevent this, he ate his children at birth. There were 14 black paintings Goya had painted oil directly onto the wall of the house he lived in. In the middle of Goya's life, he had an accident which rendered him deaf. When looking at his work, as he progresses as an artist, his work becomes darker, and he's more fixated on these intense, vivid, almost nightmare paintings. Most of these paintings you're looking at were never meant to leave his home. He painted them directly on the wall, never thought that they would leave. Since then, they've been copied onto canvases and put on display in museums around the world. Here are the color schemes from the 6 paintings we discussed earlier. I don't know if it really means anything or not, but it was kind of interesting to me that most of the colors are similar. You have browns, reds, greens. It showed that Goya liked to work with colors that he felt comfortable with. He ended up passing away on April 16th, 1828. how it was made. First, I downloaded photos, I edited them in Photoshop, got them all ready. I brought them into an album in iPhoto, which I could access in iMovie. I put them together with transitions, combining each photo. Once the video was compiled, I recorded an audio track over it in GarageBand and set it all up. A couple different tracks, so the audio is a little bit off. My favorite photo was the dog.